Move on to Lily Phillips. I want to get to this controversy. So Lily Phillips is a OnlyFans. She's part of the OnlyFans world. The OnlyFans, which I've never logged into OnlyFans. I do not know what the interface is like. A lot of people want to know, what is OnlyFans about? My understanding of OnlyFans is that it's basically interactive porn. It's essentially a porn site, but it's more interactive. So you will support your favorite porn star on OnlyFans, essentially, and you can pay them to do things and have a more interactive, I guess, porn experience. I'm sure I'll get emails from some of you guys saying, that's not exactly how it is. Well, I don't know, because I'm not on OnlyFans and I've never been on OnlyFans. But my understanding of it is that creators, these porn creators, make content and, pornographic content, and you can pay extra to make requests and to chat with them, and it's kind of like sex phone lines back in the day, phone sex operators, but it's online and more interactive. And then they'll, rather than the phone sex operator saying, oh yeah, I'm doing this and yeah, I'm doing that. And meanwhile, they're like in an apron and cooking and they're big and fat, right? This is online and they can't fake who they are. And these girls do all these things. Anyway, they make a boatload of money. Some of the OnlyFans girls make millions of dollars a year, boatloads of cash. Lily Phillips has made millions of dollars as a pornographic OnlyFans creator. That right there, just the fact that so many men go to OnlyFans and pay so much of their money to OnlyFans, right there shows a deep rot in our society. The fact that there are these men that will just go and fork over enough for these creators to make millions of dollars, to be some of the highest paid people. That's what clearly men, mostly men. I mean, of course, there are some women that pay OnlyFans. There are some male creators on OnlyFans, but it's by and large female creators and male customers. And it just goes to show that there's this big rot. So Lily Phillips, back in October, had a challenge where she slept with 100 men in one day. And now, apparently, while she filmed this content for her OnlyFans channel, made a lot of money off of it, but also filmed simultaneously a documentary about the experience. And clips of that documentary have now just started coming out. Here is one of the clips of when she's finally finished. It was 14 hours having sex with 101 men. And this is a clip that circulated online.
When was the last time you ate?
I think I had a yum yum, and I think I had a sandwich, and that was and then the rest. It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. It feels intense.
More intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
So there she is. She's clearly upset, obviously, and should be after agreeing to have sex with 101 men. Took 14 hours. So that is, when you do the math, 8 minutes per guy. When they signed up for this, they were each promised 5 minutes with her. So they got to have sex with her for 5 minutes. And then I guess there's some change time, right, from one guy to the next. And the next guy would come in 3 minutes later and start up again. And that lasted 14 hours. Here's another clip from the documentary where she breaks down even more.
I think sometimes feeling so robotic, by the 30th, when we're getting on a bit, I've got a routine of how we're going to do this. And it just, sometimes you'd disassociate and be it's not normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know. But yeah, I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them, and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
When I decided to start making this documentary, I wasn't too sure of what to expect.
I mean, okay, so why she wanted to do this, you know, why she makes money doing this. She says, I felt like a prostitute. Well, you are a prostitute. You're literally getting paid to have sex. I mean, I know that each of these men were not paying you. They were part of a cast for this 100-man challenge, but it was still a prostitution. It's a form of prostitution because the viewers, it's porn. I mean, porn to me is prostitution as well. They just slap a different label on it, but you're essentially still getting paid to have sex. And that is what Lily is doing. I mean, she claims it was kind of like being a prostitute, when really she's like a porn star, but nonetheless. So these clips have been circulating around. And then there's a lot of debate about feeling sorry for Lily or not feeling sorry for Lily. And a lot of people, most of the people do not feel sorry for Lily. Vast majority of people are watching this. They're disgusted by her. They think she's a disgusting person. They think that what she did was absolutely disgusting. And I agree. But I tweeted this out and it ended up going viral. I didn't really expect it to, but I just noticed that it did. So here's what I mentioned about this whole thing. I said, everyone keeps hating on Lily Phillips, but ignore the 101 men who participated. The ratio of sick men to women is the reason few women become this sick. So is Lily Phillips sick and disgusting? In my opinion, yes, this is terrible behavior. I don't think a healthy person chooses to do this type of thing, but she is one person. So the ratio of sickness, this is one woman and 101 men who chose to participate in this behavior. So 101 men signed up to run a train on Lily. I mean, that's what happened here. And yet people are saying Lily is sick. Yes, she is. But why are we ignoring the fact that 100 times the number of men are equally as sick? That men decided to participate in this, that men wanted to sign up for this. This just reminds me also of Giselle Pellicotte. She's the French woman who is right now her husband is on trial for drugging his wife over decades and going on to these rape forums and having random men of all ages come over to his house while his wife was unconscious because he was drugging her and raping his wife. And it was 80 men or something, you know, a terrible number of men who participated in this rape of Giselle Pellicotte. That is, her husband is obviously extremely sick, but who are these other men that signed up to do this, that agreed to come over? And out of all of the men, because the husband would film this, there was only maybe 4, they said, who realized that she was unconscious and not an actual willing partner and left. The rest knew she was unconscious, not a willing partner, and they raped her. And these are men that were found online. Lily Phillips found all these men online, and all these men participated in this. Don't you think that that is an equally disgusting behavior? But now it's 100 times the men as it is to women. There are not very many women who are going to get on OnlyFans. There are a lot of women on OnlyFans, but there's way more men who are participating who are paying for the OnlyFans. There's a lot more men who are participating in this culture. So I think this is an interesting, right when we're on the precipice of banning TikTok, the TikTok ban actually comes into play next month. So we're potentially going to ban TikTok because we're afraid of what exactly? What's the reasoning for banning TikTok? It's infiltrating the mind of our youth that China would be able to infiltrate the minds of our youth and brainwash them into what? Brainwash them into liking China, brainwash them into wanting to twerk online, which is also stupid, versus like Chinese TikTok. Apparently the kids are doing things like playing amazing solos on a cello and doing math problems really fast and competing in spelling bees. They're all doing like these really amazing things, and American kids are doing stupid stuff on TikTok. So yeah, I get it. You're worried about our youth, but what the hell then? Why not ban OnlyFans? I'm not for banning any of this, but I'm certainly for the conversation of how we limit, how do we change our culture in society to get people to not want to participate in this type of thing? How do we get women to not want to go and make $1 million showcasing themselves on the cameras and doing these types of stunts like Lily has done? Lily is not stopping. 14 hours, 101 men. She now has a plan for 1,000 men, and she's put out this advertisement that you can apply with your a photo and your ID next to your face, and you got to be part of this record-breaking event of the year, January of 2025. She's going to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. I have done the math on this. I don't think it's possible unless it's literally like one in, one out, one in, one out, like just for 1 second. The math doesn't add up to be able to do that in 24 hours. But nonetheless, her breakdown on camera and her experience after has not stopped her from wanting the 1,000 men in 24 hours. That's probably because after the experience, and even though it was a traumatizing experience for her, her fans loved it, and she probably made a fortune. And so she wants to keep doing that. So what I'm mostly, I think, calling out is, and I know everybody thinks, I'm calling out that it is not just, everybody's hating on Lily, and it's not just Lily, it's also the men who participated in that. Now, then when I say that, a lot of the responses to my tweet were, oh, sure, it's never the woman's fault. Blame the men. Blame the men. You're always wanting to blame the men. Women never want to take any responsibility or accountability. Give me a break. Women always have to take the responsibility and the accountability. That's gaslighting. To say things like, it's never the woman, it's always the man, and that's what you guys always do, is kind of like Israel saying to us, we're your ally, we're your greatest ally, even though we've never given you shit. We're your greatest ally, though. Trust us. Trust. It's just gaslighting. You're just gaslighting, and I'm not going to buy it, because the reality is that if a man slept with 100 women, the women would be shamed, not the man. The man would be like, whoa, he got 100 women to sleep with him. That's awesome. The women who signed up to go and be in that video and that OnlyFans would be the ones shamed. A woman sleeps with 100 men, and the woman is still the one shamed. And my point on this is, we would not have any Lily Phillips in the world at all if the men did not sign up for this shit. That's just the reality of it. If a woman could not make money doing this, if she would not be salivated over and guys sending her gifts and money in order to encourage that behavior, if men stopped doing that, women like Lily Phillips wouldn't even exist. Now, you could say the same thing. If women like Lily Phillips didn't exist, then the men would not be able to participate. They wouldn't be able to do that type of thing. But who's really to blame in that? It's kind of that sort of thinking, saying that if Lily just wouldn't put herself out there, then the men wouldn't be enticed. They wouldn't feel tempted. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like we should all wear hijabs, right? Is that what you want us to do? Because that's where that mentality leads. It's this, well, it's your fault, woman, for enticing me. So you better cover up from head to toe. You better wear a burqa. No, women wouldn't have to wear burqas if the damn men weren't salivating over them in the first place. If the men knew how to control their impulses, control their desires, respect women, then women wouldn't even have to wear burqas. A woman shouldn't have to change her beauty or who she is. But the thing is so this isn't about, the blame is on both of them. I want to be clear on that. Lily Phillips putting herself out there for men to do this with her is definitely a fault of Lily's. And I would bet that she had some sort of trauma in her background. And that's the other thing to think about. Women that are going to be prostitutes or strippers or OnlyFans girls, and I know I get a lot of emails from women, not true, but it is true. And I know because I used to do a talk radio show for 10 years where all I talked about was this type of, talked about relationships, over and time again, I've been correct that they do these types of industries. No, they're not college. They're not actually in nursing school, as much as you want to think that. They traumatized women, and they are allowing themselves to be paid to relive that over and over and over again. That's what they're doing. They have signed up, and if you are paying for this, you are paying that young girl to relive the trauma as a young girl, to relive that abuse over and over and over again. Because a normal woman doesn't choose to do this. Now, I know a lot of men want to believe when they're paying for this type of stuff, they want to believe that the woman just likes it. That's why she does it. She likes it. That's not true. Don't be it. This girl is traumatized. This girl is clearly something is very wrong. And you are now paying for her to relive that trauma. That's got to sink in. That's got to make you think, are you a good person if you're doing that? No, you're not. She's not a good person, and neither are you. And it's detrimental to society. This is detrimental to our children. This is detrimental to our families. I cannot believe that millions upon billions of dollars, in fact, are being spent into OnlyFans. I mean, could you think about all the money, what we could do with that money besides guys just honestly getting off to some girl online that's showing herself? I mean, this is, I don't understand this. Here's a really unlikely person who agrees, apparently, Tristan Tate. Now, the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan, they made their money from web canvases. And Tristan Tate says, there are ways to combat this, and I'm calling on all Christians to join a protest against this demonic action. You are a false. Here's what I'd like you to do. One, there's an address attached here. So he's a picture of Lily calling for 1,000 men. And he says, there's an email attached here. Please send your prayers and thoughts to this person, hoping they reach her before she ends up killing herself or something stupid. Or better yet, apply, get accepted, go undercover. When it's your turn to violate her, whip out on a verse, a Bible, instead of your penis, and interrupt the sense with prayer and well wishes. Change her mind in person and make this video impossible to watch or edit. I will retweet any and all footage, censored where necessary, people doing this. Please retweet and post. I never asked this of anybody. So then people were saying, didn't you off of webcam girls? And he said, that's a fair point. Yes, I ran a streaming studio where nobody ever had sex with anybody. I have enough knowledge of the industry to be examples where girls regret later in life even showing their boobs. People regret even acting dumb, kick stream where no nudity and sex is involved. If you cannot differentiate between a woman flashing her tits and getting publicly fucked by more men in one day than any woman in history, that is on you. If a man used to sell weed and he's speaking out against people taking lethal amounts of heroin, he is listened to. So, he's kind of taken this, he's repented from his crime of exploiting to do similar things. Webcam girls, they weren't having sex. It was still, again, it's a scourge on society for these, for even a webcam girl, which is that's really truly like a phone sex op. That it's still, it's one woman behaving a way, and then it's gobs and gobs of men behaving also in that same way and participating in that culture. This is truly what is rotting our society. It isn't China. It isn't Hamas. It isn't, these are not the things we should be worried. The things that are affecting our families, our lives, our communities, the health of our country is the fact that we are so ingrained in a porn culture that OnlyFans and girls like Lily can make millions of dollars, and OnlyFans can bring in billions and billions of dollars. But my ultimate point on this is it was one woman, it's 100 men, and that needs to be upon, and there needs to be change, and that change, we can't just be sticking all the blame on Lily. So, because she's getting sticked enough. I mean, I am grossed out by the whole thing. I'm grossed out by the whole damn thing. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a clip from the longer, larger show that you can catch Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. at KimIversonShow.com. That'll route you to the platform where you need to be in order to get the full uncensored show every Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Click on that link, watch the full interview. See you there.